Welcome to the Institute for Strategic Policy Solutions. My name is Kimberly Jackson, and I'm the Executive Director. The Institute is housed at the Seminole campus of St. Petersburg College and was created by Congressman Bill Young. And today we're honored to continue our conversations with organizations that support veterans in the community, to support Congressman Gus Bilirakis, who has really done an outstanding job in our community connecting resources for our veterans who need them most. I'm here with Patty Templeton of One Community Now, and I'm honored to have a conversation with you because in talking to you before we started, you certainly do a lot. Let me know, can you just share a little bit with our program today about what exactly you do and what One Community Now does?
Sure, yes. One Community Now, we're a nonprofit organization based out of Pasco County, but we provide services for especially veterans across the Tampa Bay area. Our mission is to work together to change lives, and we do that as we partner with churches and nonprofit organizations, government agencies, and individuals in our community. And we look for those needs that are not being met, and then we try to come up with solutions. How can we best meet those needs for our community?
Well, you were telling me about travel and corralling veterans and putting them in one place to give them services over a weekend, as you said. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yes, each year we offer a program. It's called Operation Stand Down. It's typically in the fall. This year we've had to move it to the spring of 2021. And it's a weekend event. So what we do is we advertise it in the community, and we bring vets in if they can't provide their own transportation. So we go as far as St. Petersburg and Tampa into Hernando County and all of Hillsborough County. And we bring the vets in, and we're primarily focusing on those that are homeless or at risk of being homeless. But the stand down itself is open to any veterans. The services we provide include things like dental, medical, legal services, mental health, counseling, and then there's also the recognition of the veterans. So we just make it like a one-stop shop where the veterans can come out, they can learn about whatever benefits they're entitled to. We have the VA representatives there, and they just have the time to spend with each of the vendors that are there. Typically there's over 60 different vendors at our weekend event. And then we also house the vets. So those that are homeless, they're able to stay with us. We provide all of their meals. They spend the night. We work with one of the schools in Pasco County, and we have cots. So we kind of make that military experience come back. And then we're able also, through the generosity of so many volunteers and organizations in our community, we're able to provide the veterans with new shoes or boots, underwear, backpacks, just to really help them get back on their feet. Our main focus is trying to get them housed and employed, but we do have the free dental services. Usually we see about 350 veterans over the weekend, and in our last stand down, 109 of them receive free dental services, and that includes things like fillings and extractions and cleanings. We've even had some dentists that have offered to help them afterwards with things like dentures.
Well, my husband will be mad at me. He's a dentist, so I'll put him on your list.
We'll put him on there.
So you're saying they're actually getting the services. So there's a medical doctor there providing services, not just doing intake and saying perhaps that you have cholesterol issues, but actually doing a physical exam and then providing services that they can on site.
They do, yes. We have things like vision and cancer screening and hearing tests, in addition to podiatrists that might be there and the dental. One of the other key programs that we offer is our legal services. Now, being in Pasco County, we're limited to only being able to address Pasco County offenses, but Judge Sean Crane comes to the event with the Public Defender's Office, and we have attorneys that volunteer their time, and they're able to actually present cases and go through them before the judge. Last year at our stand down, we had over 79 cases that were heard, and that ended up in resulting in about $45,000 in fees and fines that the judge dismissed. And then when those veterans, after that's been released from them, they're able to go out. We have the Flowmobile on site, and they can go right out and get their driver's license or state ID. So the whole idea is just to help them, enable them so that they can get back into their life, that they don't have any barriers keeping them from getting jobs and finding housing.
This sounds like a phenomenal weekend. I mean, in a weekend, you're saying that you get dental care, health care, legal services, employment services. You get to, good meals, which is necessary, and rest. Where do you do all this?
Yeah, actually we hold it, it's an event called, or a location called the Concourse Rotary Pavilion. It's on State Road 52 near the Suncoast Parkway. And it's an outdoor open air pavilion, and it really works great because it's right in nature, and
Yes.
it allows a lot of room for us to spread out. So, keeping COVID in mind, we still have to make some changes with that. But the daytime services are all at this pavilion outside, and then the evening services are provided at a local high school.
Okay. So now, I know this is a big, huge part. Is this the main part of your program, or what do you do for the remainder of the year? Or do you gear up every year to do this particular event?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, it does take the year to plan the stand down each and every year. And we have many volunteers, about 350 volunteers it takes to put that event on. But on a daily basis, we also can help our veterans with employment services. So we have an office in downtown Newport Richey, and the office is called One Community now, but the program is Connections Job Development. And when they come in there, we have a computer lab. So if they need some help, processing, filing a claim or anything like that, they're welcome to use that. But our focus is really on trying to empower them to be employable.
Okay.
So we help them with writing resumes, and we do mock interviews with them. We have workshops that maybe touch on financial resources, but also just on that readiness to work.
And then how do you help them transition their skill set from being in the military to making it, relatable to the community? Because so many of our veterans have amazing talents. And how do you transition maybe what they did for our country or what they did previously and make it current?
Well, we find that as we have one-on-one coaching with them and we can pull that out of them, we find out, what did you do while you were in the military? What did you do before? What do you like to do? So we try to assess what skills they have, and then we also work with different employers in the community. They reach out to us and they let us know what they're looking for. And so many employers are willing to help the veterans. They're grateful for the service that they've provided our nation. So we have some great employers, but we also have some organizations that are providing the tools that can reskill the veterans and retrain them in areas.
So in light of COVID, are any of these services going to be virtual or held online in a way that veterans can access them until you have your program in the spring?
Well, the Connections Job Development, our office is open. They can come in. We have spaced out computers, and of course, most of our counseling is one-on-one, or our coaches are one-on-one experiences. We do some smaller workshops. We're keeping those limited to about 6 people at a time in a conference room. So we're trying to keep it as much live as possible. There are some online resources available that they can download and read through, but we find that most of the veterans that we're working with, especially the homeless ones and the at-risk, they may not have access to computers and internet, and they may not have as many computer skills. So we feel we're more successful by having them come in and meet with us.
So I have one final question.
Sure.
You're helping so many people. How do you screen who gets the opportunity to come to your weekend event? Because that's a life-changing opportunity. My mind keeps going back to you get free dental, free health, legal services, go get your driver's license back, good healthy food, a place to stay. That brings about the concept of dignity back, and can certainly help with transitioning you, or at least putting you on the right path to employment and some sense of renormalcy. How do you screen to determine who gets to go?
Well, we open it to any veteran. So if they can prove that they're a veteran, so most of them have their VA card that they show us when they come and check in. We take pre-registration, and so with those, we're able to get those names in early, especially if they need court assistance. We can pass that on to the court, and they can start pulling that client's files. But we have our local Pasco County Veteran Service officers there, and so if a vet did come in and they didn't have any kind of proof, we can look them up in the system. So like I said, it's open to any vets, but it's really focused on those that are homeless and at risk, because the goal is to try to help them transition back into civilian life.
Well, thank you, Patty. You do an awesome job, and
Sure.
I'm certain that many people in the community appreciate the time that you give to making sure that our veterans can reacclimate to society and are contributing members.
Yes,
So
yeah.
thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome, and thank you for this project. Gus Bilirakis has been a great supporter of our Stand Down, and so he's always looking for ways to help the veterans. So we are just grateful that we can serve them for them serving us.
Yeah, we're very grateful for him. He's just a wealth of resources for our community.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you.